Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for jumping on tonight. I'm going to mute my phone first off. Okay, so yes, thank you so much for jumping on tonight. I've got a very power-packed presentation tonight based all around the closing. We have spent time over the past few weeks discussing mindset, discussing roadblocks, discussing the invite and how to get this information in front of people. One thing that we have yet to discuss is the closing. Okay. So no matter how great your presentation is, no matter how well you know the science or how good you are in front of the room, if you don't know how to close, you will not be able to create a successful business. So it all comes down to, how do you actually feel about the closing? And when I say the closing, I mean once you've actually given information to people, you've introduced yourself to somebody, or you've reached out to somebody that you know, you have passed information on to them, you've done a follow-up, and now it's at that moment where you should be, or sorry, you're at the follow-up phase where you could be closing, and people get sort of backed up over this. They get very hesitant, and some of the things that happen to them are these examples here. Most people who say they have a hard time with the close don't actually do it. And these are usually the reasons why. They feel salesy. No one wants to feel salesy. We are in a relationship sort of business. We are to lead and guide people to the decision by giving them information. Or they are hoping that the prospect will take control and do it on their own. But we don't actually want to give them control, because at that point in time, it's too easy for you to lose a way to do a follow-up. If you're leaving the ball in their court, you always want to try and make sure that you're ending the conversation with a way of the way of leaving room for a follow-up. So these are reasons why people are afraid to do it. They're hoping the prospect will take control and do it on their own. They don't realize the importance of this actual step. So people don't actually do it because they don't realize how important it actually is. Fear is a big one. That's probably, I would say, the leading reason that people don't actually follow up to try and close I don't want to say close a sale, because these are not sales, but the closing is an important part of us passing this information on to people. So if you're letting things like fear get in the way, that's only going to stagnate your business. They are only thinking of the sale or getting people to enroll. We need to remove these things from our mindset. So who are you thinking about when you go to close? You? If you're thinking about yourself, you will feel nervous, anxious, fearful, worried. You'll be in the hunter mode. You will feel salesy at this point in time because there will be no authenticity. When we make this about us and our ability to enroll a person, it's completely invalidating that person as a person, because this becomes about our success when really it's not about you. Like I said before, we are gardeners, not hunters. We are meant to lead people to the decision by giving them information, but we are not there to make a sale. We are there to put information in front of people and guide them to the education on the products that we have. If you're thinking about the prospect, then closings will happen very naturally to you. They will be effortless in a way that doesn't even feel like a sale. It takes your heart out of the equation. Sorry, I had a couple more notes there. It takes your heart out of the equation and the authenticity. This is something we always need to remember, is this is about helping others. Bottom line, how can you help them? How can you serve them? And how can you create change in their life? And then you are guiding them to make that change. Okay, the closing is actually an extension of the invite. Jim Rohn said, "You can have everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want out of life." This basically sums up our business. It sums up exactly what we are doing. It sums up the invite, the close, everything. The key to closing is that you have to find out what those things are for people. That is actually the key. You need to question skillfully, listen carefully. You're going to hear this a few times through our presentation tonight because it is so important. We have a gift to give, but it has to be the gift they want. If we are skillfully asking the right questions to find out what gift they want, then we can give that gift to them. Find out what their dreams are, what their struggles are, what they want out of life. This is a business of connecting with people, creating relationships, caring and serving other people by questioning and listening. If you're asking the right questions, you will then know how you can serve them to help them better. Some examples of skillful questions to ask to lead to the close. What would your life look like if money and time weren't an issue? If you had all the money in the world, what would you do with your time? Do you have enough time with your kids? I know there's so many people that don't have enough time with their kids. Are you feeling fulfilled with your line of work? I constantly hear people complain about the line of work they're in or the job, their place of work, the people they work with. Again, it's all about listening to what people's needs are. Is there a dream inside of you that you've forgotten about, something that's been set aside that now seems impossible to make happen? Or are you finding enough time for your hobbies and your family? Tell me more. If you have any other questions that you can think of, please feel free to add them into the comments. Closing equals helping and serving people. So I want to stress that when I talk about closing, I'm not talking about closing a sale. I am talking about giving information to people and helping guide them to a decision that will help and serve them. We need to be genuine. We are cultivating a process for success for the person because we care. The reason you reach out to people with this information is because your thought process brings up the fact that you know this information that you have can benefit people you care about. Fundamentally, we attract people by inspiring them, and to do so, we have to get inside their hearts, discover their dreams that have gone by the wayside. We want to know their struggles, their pains, the things they want in life but don't have. We have to help inspire them and ignite an emotion on the inside to help them discover that this is the gift they have been looking for. We all know what we have our hands on. We know the power of NRF2 activation and what this can do for so many different people's health. We know this is a gift. As we love on people and genuinely care, it creates trust and a knowing to them that we do care, which completely takes any sales feel out of this. For example, people not knowing this is network marketing. That will be, we talked about that as a roadblock last week. That will be something that could come up. You need to skillfully ask questions and carefully listen. This naturally leads to the easiest proactive closing words of, let's get you started. These questions can easily and effortlessly lead to these. Let's get you more time to spend with your kids and your family. Let's get you started. Let's get your health back on track. Let's get you started. Let's build a side hustle for you so you can have your time back and work on that dream that you've left by the wayside. Let's get you started. Based on what you shared about feeling drained around your line of work, let's create a plan B to eventually take over your draining job and give you your life back. Let's get you started. You are leading them to a decision, to a better health, You are a leader. People don't know what the next step is, so we must lead them. This helps you maintain control. They don't know that you are leading them. As soon as you give them control, you are losing a way to do a follow-up. For example, if someone says, thanks for the information, I'll have a look at it and I will get back to you. You don't want to let that happen because you want to keep control and have a way to do a follow-up. Instead, it could be, check this out and I will touch base in a day or so. You have to not be attached to their decision. If you're attached, it puts you in hunter mode of trying to get someone, which repels them. You need to go back to your feelings. You're taking this all the way. Posture and confidence. People are attracted to genuine posture. Be confident, authentic, and humble. You must be inspiring. People want to follow that. People want to know why you feel the way you do. Other closing questions. Can you see yourself aligning with this? One way you could get even bolder is if you are comfortable with the person that you're talking to and you have listened to them and formed a relationship with them and you understand beyond a shadow of a doubt that this would be for them, you could say, I can see you aligning well with this company. Or you could try the method of, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you sitting? Based on their number, you will find out what you need to do to move forward. It could be third-party validation, it could be more information, or it could just be to resolve concerns. You could say, what piqued your interest the most? What did you resonate with the most? What stood out to you the most? Depending on their answer, you will be able to go further. Where would you need to be to make this worthwhile for you? If someone is talking about the business, this would be a great time to show them the income disclosure statement and point out the different levels and the different potential monthly income. That's a great conversation starter for someone who's talking business. What you don't want to say or ask is, what do you think? People tend to lead with a negative mind. So especially if you're doing, say, a Zoom presentation where you have a bunch of people online, the last thing you want when you have 2 or 3 people that are really interested and say one person that's skeptical, you don't want to say, what do you think? That skeptical person might open up with their concerns and their skepticism, which could then turn off the other people who are excited and motivated and ready to hear more information. It's all in how you word things. You don't want to say, just get back to me when you've decided. Like I said before, you want to keep control over your closing. You want to make sure that you have an opportunity to align yourself with these people again and to follow up. So you want to say maybe, here, have a look at this information and I'm going to touch base with you in a day or 2. Get out and do. Like all the skills, the learning is in the doing. Getting out and doing will develop the skill of closing and help you find your own authentic groove with it more than any education on the skill itself will ever give. Learning is one thing, but you must continue to work on your version of closing in order to gain the confidence and posture to continue doing this. Experience on it will help you more than learning ever will. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. We have to be bad before we are good, good before we are great, and great before we are rock star pro 9s. You are going to get there. You just always need to remember to put them first. So to close out tonight, I have this quote. Sometimes you just have to open that door for someone. Again, we are in a relationship type of business. People have needs. You need to create relationships. You need to communicate with people, and you need to keep in touch. Always be genuine and open that door for them. Okay, I'm going to open this back up, stop my recording.